There was just a weird smell, but it's passed.
Oh, all right. And you can see some of the smoke from Arenoss's pipe sort of trail off to his shoulder and then goes out from a spot around his shoulder.
Almost as you can almost see like the smoke sort of almost twirling as something or someone is sort of basically making like a smoke, a signal or something of it. It's like it forms like a small
SOS.
Yeah, it's a help.
Roldar sits, watches this for a moment. Remember Saloro's prestidigitation. Knows Arenoss is quite magical himself. And looks at the shoulder and doesn't stop. You're able to tell his face is pointing straight at the shoulder, watching the smoke. Sort of all these strange things. Like,
I didn't know you could do that like Saloro.
Arenoss' eyes sort of trail to his side and just... Ah, yes, of course. And you can sort of hear a... from his shoulder.
It's great. Now I've got two people that can do that and turn smoke fucking purple, and it's purple teeth and purple hair and purple sparks.
and then Roldar just sort of leans over and starts enjoying his food, not talking much.
Ah, yes, of course. And Arenoss will stand up and walk over here. Just... Får sluta med det för fan. Du kan inte hålla på så. Du syns ju för helvete.
Men det är så jädra trist att sitta still hela tiden.
Jag vet, men det får du göra nu. Du måste lyda mig och du vet.
The fucking what's that? He's a wizard? No. Sorcerer? No. Was he a druid? No. What was he?
Arrows now more close to druid.
Ameko looks at Arenoss. Yes.
Yes, hello, Ameko. Could I maybe have some food, please?
Of course. She whips around and walks into the kitchen and brings a plate of food back. It's it's bread and cheese and a soup made of shrimp.
Ah, thank you. And could I also have a glass of wine, please?
Of course. And she quickly fetches a half bottle from beneath the counter and pours a glass for Arenoss.
Thank you very much. And then he walks back.
Smaskens!
Tyst, sa jag! Ingenting för dig.
Jag vill inte ha något ändå.
Det är bra.
Weird.
Du får vara tyst.
Weird that gibbering sound. Roldar is not quite sure.
Roldar sort of taps on his head for a bit. He's not as grumpy. He's actually now quite confused.
Why don't you make a sort of a musical instrument play instead of gibberish? Are you still trying to get used to it?
Huh? What? I'm just reminiscing about stuff.
What state is that?
Right?
Like,
Solid state.
Solid snake.
Nothing you need to worry about, Roldar. I'm just practicing on incarnation. I mean.
What's what's a carnival?
Incarnation. It's magic stuff.
Why do all these people use magic? Why not do your proper push-ups, pull-ups, climb up cliffs, jump over mountains? No. You have to use magic to turn everything purple.
I don't turn anything purple, and there's use for both of those things.
Yes, Roldar just sort of, lets his eyes drift to the shoulder again to look at the smoke.
He can almost make out in the smoke sort of almost a grin.
So, I think I read a story about a cat. And a
cat?
really creepy smile. Yeah.
I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, don't worry, it's a Goliath myth, but an invisible cat that ate children.
Ah. That doesn't sound very pleasant.
Oh, it's hilarious. It was only giant children.
Alright. And Arenoss continues eating.
Arenoss can hear a faint scratching sound from his shoulder.
Mm,
As he looks over, he sees the imp has conjured up a small book and seems to be flipping through the pages, mumbling to itself quite quietly.
so I can see the book in there.
Yeah, well, he's holding it in his claws, but it's also invisible.
Ah, I see.
That would be interesting for Roll. There's a book of your.
Yeah.
It's a very small book.
Then Arenoss just continues eating. Oh, God damn it.
So that you can't keep notes, but your book can.
Indeed. He's very good at notes. All right, back in town. Alvyn.
So now searching the south side of town instead.
All right. You both notice that there has been basically a checkpoint has been set up at the bridge, the southern bridge, and guards seem to be posted there, and quite heavy scrutiny of anyone trying to approach the bridge. Apparently, most people who try to approach are sort of funneled north instead.
So everyone's going to wherever the north place is.
Yes.
Anything else?
No.
Anyone talking about any screaming things?
Not really. You know, weird things have happened recently, and a scream is not a scream quickly silenced is not something that is going to linger for too long. Hopefully, many of the town seems to be a bit on edge with all of the new rules enforced so quickly and so brutally, I suppose.
Congratulations, we've sent this town into martial law.
Yes, basically. But most people seem to remain calm.
If that's all that happens, I'll go back to the tavern.
Right? Erevan and Alvyn returns back to the Rusted Dragon.
I'll wait for Alvyn to appear.
As they
Erevan
walk
just-
in, they apparently see a couple of the normal patrons and a couple that seems to be arguing over something.
Erevan will, kind of quirk an eyebrow to them. Thinks about saying something, but then it's not his place.
Evan just gives the couple a curious look, but then doesn't really care about relationship problems.
Hello there.
Hello, Arenoss. How have things been going here?
Stay there. Nothing much. What's been going on around town?
Most of the refugees are being funneled north and then having examinations by the father. There's a lot of security been put up.
Arenoss pushes something that's on his shoulder. Alright.
Everyone will quirk an eyebrow, then ignore him.
Do you guys smell eggs? Bad eggs. I'm eating meat. Why does it smell like eggs?
Has Saloro been in here?
No. Oh, are you making the room smell like eggs now, Arenoss?
No, I can't say that I am.
Look at Aaron.
He's doing that thing Saloro does. Look at his shoulder with the smoke. It does all these strange spirals.
I am.
Faint, symbols can be seen in trailing pipe smoke.
See? Magic bullshit.
Yes, that's me, yeah.
Evan just raises an eyebrow.
Erevan is looking extremely curious.
Arenoss leans in. Look, I'll tell you guys later. I can't do it here.
Now I'm looking even more curious. Can I stop the paid ostentation going on? But Erevan will ignore it. And he's thirsty, he'll go get a drink. He'll ask if Alvyn wants anything to drink.
Evan shrugs and said, no. And Alvyn isn't quite sure what to think about Arenoss right now.
Oh, this is good for my reputation.
Nothing so far has been good for your reputation.
It's been downhill ever since.
Yeah.
Ameko looks at Erevan. Yes, Master Nodalis.
Can I have some water, please, Amika?
Yes, of course you can. She quickly, walks in the kitchen and comes back with a big sort of stein of water. She hands it over.
Thank you, Amika.
Anything for the little one?
He didn't say he wanted anything.
She nods very well.
Have you been doing okay, Amika?
She shrugs. Well, as well as I can, I suppose. A lot of things to do. More and more of my time seems to be taken up with family matters, and still cleaning up the mess the goblins cause in the glassworks. She shrugs. Glass takes an awful long time to sweep up, I'm afraid.
Yes, it can. Well, good luck with that. Erevan gives a nice smile.
Before you leave, Master Nodalis, what is going on in town?
Erevan will, for a second, it looks like he's trying to think, but then just, shrugs, just, kind of, whispers over the bar, trying to not let, everyone hear. Erevan doesn't know how much has been released to the public information-wise. At least to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, while we were exploring south, we encountered some undead trouble. And the sheriff has basically, because they can spread a disease, the sheriff wants everyone coming into town to be checked first. So,
She nods. I see.
putting security quite high.
Yes, I should think so. She seems to consider. Do we have any idea where they're coming from?
Well, where they originally came from, I'm not sure. The problem is, once one is around, it can very quickly just multiply as it can find more people, if it can find things to eat.
She grimaces. I see. Yes, I have run into those kinds of things before. Bad things. She shakes her head. Bad things. I rather not think on it. But I'm sure the Vanguard is protecting us all, and there's nothing to worry about. At least my own inn seems to be quite booby-trapped at the moment.
Yes, with the security we have upstairs, the upstairs bedrooms are quite secure right now.
Yes, and the stable, no one is getting in there, that's for sure.
Stable?
Yes, she grimaces. Your good friend the wizard has some sort of a scarecrow mounted in the stables. I don't know exactly what set it off, but it emitted a quite horrific shriek a short while ago.
Oh,
it gave us all quite a fright.
Someone set that off?
Yes, I think it was your friend there, Roldar, and she points.
I don't think Saloro actually informed everyone about it, so...
She nods. The wizard likes his secrets, apparently. She looks over at Roldar. Maybe you should try to talk to Roldar. He seems a bit distraught. I'm not sure. He keeps mumbling about colors and words, and I don't know. Something seems wrong with him.
Colours, no. Words, not so much. Thanks, I might talk to him later.
She smiles. Of course.
Yeah, Erevan once again offers a smile and takes his water to the table. Has a drink.
Alvyn is still occasionally staring at Arenoss, and the question he hasn't asked yet is quite obvious.
Smoke turning into rings.
Alvyn could almost, for a second there, feel like something was smelling him.
You got pretty good perception if you could work that out.
Yeah, he could definitely hear it.
Well, Alvin's perception is quite high.
Yeah, like...
I'll give him that.
Well, he might not have been looking right at the time, and now think that Arenoss was smelling him for some reason.
Oh, goddamn.
Alvin feels that maybe he should take a bath.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh.
He's still staring at Arenoss, waiting for him to say something. Anything that explains whatever is happening.
Arenoss is actually not looking at him right now, so he doesn't react.
Alvyn, keep staring anyways.
Okay, after a while Arenoss will look over to him. Yes, what?
Alvyn just keeps staring.
Is it something you wanted, Alvyn?
Still staring.
God damn it. Look, if you follow me, I'll show you guys.
Thank you, Alvyn.
Alvyn looks satisfied and waits for Arenoss to lead on.
Everyone is satisfied now.
Roldar will finish off his meal and get up.
A hungry Saloro now enters the tavern to see everyone heading to Arenoss's room, cares nothing for it.
Party!
Roldar turns to Saloro as Saloro passes.
Arenoss is doing something. He also smells like rotten eggs.
So, blinks at Roldar says,
He also knows how to do that thing with smoke like you can. You know, make interesting sounds, smells, and effects. He knows how to do that now.
Saloro misplaces his hunger, nods, resolves to follow after Roldar.
Oh god, the entire party in one room.
His curiosity getting the better of him.
Everyone come and squeeze in.
This is going to be terrible.
Saloro politely closes the door behind him.
Yes, I was just about to say. So, since you're all here, I guess you can show yourself now, Garrett.
Garrett?
Let's see. State. Clear state. There we go.
Ta-da! Who the fuck is that?
Stay on my shoulder, goddammit.
Roldar, calm first.
Now, this is my familiar. I'm sure Saloro knows quite a bit about this. I'm not sure about you others.
Saloro keeps a neutral expression on his face.
Alvyn is not sure whether to be surprised or he doesn't even have a word for what he's thinking right now.
And
So,
interesting choice for a familiar, Arenoss.
well, it wasn't really my choice, I guess you could say. He was sort of just there. Don't cover my face.
Quirks his head. The the storm gray orbs of the astral sea staring at the imp.
The imp looks back and seems to be right now scribbling something on a note.
Now you don't have to worry. Have to obey my every command and can't do anything to harm anyone.
Saloro slowly nods. Arenoss speaks the truth in this regard. A arcane familiar by nature is bound to its master and cannot oppose its will directly or indirectly. while it is certainly a curious choice, or in this case, a curious imposition that apparently was made on him, it certainly does show that Arenoss has garnered enough recognition even from the powers of an immortal origin. Saloro tries to put this in a neutral fashion. So it looks at Roldar and says, in short, even if you actually wanted to hurt the thing, Roldar, in its current state you couldn't. You'd have to hurt Arenoss instead.
Yes, this is true.
The imp sort of, Roldar gets a feeling that the imp is sort of, sticking out his tongue to him and maybe making a rude gesture with his tail or something.
Alvyn has settled on the word disfavoring for his feelings.
All you're telling
Not a-
me is if the imp pisses me off, I can punch Arenoss and the imp will feel it.
No. You cannot punch the imp.
He said punch you and the imp will feel it from there.
No, I will just feel it.
Saloro says, well, Roldar, I actually think the bounding is so severe that either if Arenoss were not to dismiss the thing, we'd actually have to kill him outright in order for it to go away, and even then that's not a desirable outcome.
Why do I get the feeling it's gonna do everything in its power to piss me off?
Correct me if I'm wrong quickly. The imp cannot speak to the others directly.
No, he can just speak...
Well, unless any of us speak I can't remember.
No, he can't speak that either. Only I can speak it. And he can only speak the, arcane special language.
See, the imp actually cannot verbally communicate with anyone at all. It would have to be a raven in order to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, he can make hand gestures, however.
Alright.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, he looks with his impish eyes at Roldar, and Roldar gets a sinking feeling that he's plotting something.
Is it a similar look that Saloro has whenever Saloro is planning something?
Very similar.
Ah.
Laura,
Roldar is...
How much do you actually know about whatever type of imp this might do?
From what I know, it's a book imp, and I know some of what it can do and its powers. And it can't really do that much, but it has some benefits. Like it can turn invisible, and I think I can resist fire more efficiently now.
I wonder if that needs to be tested. A joking voice, not serious.
Can you actually understand me when I'm speaking common?
Very sure.
I didn't know that.
Well, I knew your name before you were summoned, so it had to have some way of understanding.
Det jag menar är att du kan inte anfalla någon och du kan inte skada någon.
Blinks, looks at Roldar.
Inte direkt
Erevan
kanske, men saker kan ju hända. En olycka, lösa brädor i en trappa. Så ungefär.
Okej, en ny grundregel. Du får inte göra någonting sånt överhuvudtaget. Och du får inte göra någonting mot de här som står i det här rummet alls.
The imp seems to look at the party, at these words, and sort of really take the party in, so to speak. And he seems to slowly nod and write something down in a little book he just conjured forth.
How does he conjure it?
It seems to be, well, Arenoss can actually describe it.
It's like a small red and black book with some markings on it.
The question was, how did he conjure it, though?
Oh, it appears with the black smoke in his hands. It's like, and then it's just there. And then it just disappears in the same way.
pay it no mind, Roldar. If it actually starts bothering you, then that means Arenoss wants it to bother you, in which case, then you can take up your grievances with Arenoss.
Well, it can do things that I am not specifically told it not to do. So, or yeah, you understand what I mean, right?
You
If
might
I am
want
not
to. You might
if I
want to
am not-
prepare a lengthy list of specifics.
Yes. I have already told it not to bother any of you, so it shouldn't do that. Now, if it does do that, I will banish it. Så du får sluta göra saker som jag inte ser åt att göra nu, för ja, då kommer det försvinna. Så det är, vet du. Så är det.
The imp slowly nods and looks generally dissatisfied.
Erevan does not want to listen to gibberish.
Saloro just, walks out, forgets about his hunger, goes back to his work. Like, that's fine.
Roldar
Erevan,
backs out of the door, looking at the imp. Turns back, looks at the imp. Turns away and walks away.
I kind of beckoned Roldar to sit down and ignore the imp.
The imp blinks curiously and looks down at Alvyn.
For Alvyn, it's certainly something different that doesn't happen every day, and different means good. Even though he doesn't really know what to think about the imp, and he tends to disapprove, but yet it's interesting, and he wants to see what happens. And so he just sits on Arenoss floor and looks at the exchange between the sorcerer and the imp.
Yeah, you sort of just hear gibberish going back and forth between them.
And the imp seems quite taken in with Alvyn. He looks at him quite often and seems curious.
Alvyn stares back.
A staring contest between the imp and the gnome.
The imp seems to nod to himself, and seems to walk around and look at Alvyn, and he looks a bit more pleased for some reason. And he conjures the book again. And seems to write something in it.
Seeing the pleased look on the imp's face, Alvyn is even more confused than before. And somewhat concerned. And maybe he decides it's time to leave. And so he slowly heads for the door, looking back every now and then to the imp. And
The imp waves.
Alvyn waves back, somewhat reluctantly, and then leaves.
Okej, dags för dig att bli osynlig igen.
Ja. Poof. And the imp goes back to being invisible.
Let's see, what was it?
Wave that with gibberish all you want. I know what ya means, goddamn.
You do? You know Swedish?
Yes, yeah.
I think most actually would figure out what that would mean.
Yeah, and ja is a word in English as well, I believe. Or it can be used.
I don't know, it's certainly in German.
I've certainly heard it in like old movies and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I've not read up too much on the ye old English. All right. The party consumes the food, and the hours passes by. Ever so slowly.
What time would you say it becomes?
I would say it is now approaching evening.
What a boring day.
Yeah, apart from the scarecrow and the imp.
Well,
And
you don't.
whatever else happened.
We didn't know about the scarecrow thing.
Yeah, okay. In character, it was quite a boring day, apart from the imp.
I mean, the imp was an interesting touch.
Roldar, we might probably pass it on after chatting for a while that there's a very scary, shouty thing that called buttons.
Oh,
Ah, yes, the scarecrow.
yeah. Miko told me that you accidentally set him off.
It's a lot louder than I thought it was.
I didn't know if Sora told you guys about buttons, but I think now you know. So who activated it?
Yeah, it was Roldar. Or so I believe.
Look over at Roldar.
It was me.
Well,
Well, you didn't know Roldar, so it's not entirely your fault.
Well, if we heard screaming, someone's intruding on the stables, or something bad's happened.
Ah, yeah.
it'd be a great time for a blood curdling scream to appear.